Hello. Drevinism. Welcome. Shauna C. Welcome back. I don't know why I stuttered over that so bad. Let's see. Fire Red. We are back. Ooh. Drevinism is over on Brasscoin's channel. Hello. Let's mute my phone here. About to be here till like 2028. Could be. Could be. Recently got my shiny Deoxys in the Fire Red playthrough the other day. 71 encounters. Took 35 minutes. This is definitely taking longer. You hope you can get yours by Swayze before 7K? That would be delightful. You've gotten used to hearing Shaunik instead of Shaughnessy. It's kind of funny. Yeah. Like, I see it, and then, like, wait, that's Shauna. I know who that is. Nope, it's up on my channel as a stream. The one and only Shiny Deoxys hunt. It's there. Like, 71 encounters. Yeah, it's at about the 43 to 46 minute mark on my stream for Shiny Deoxys. I was meaning to do a full video specifically for that today, but it could still happen. I wanted to prioritize streaming, though. My opinion on Pokopia, love it. Yeah, it's a great game. But I will say, only if you like Animal Crossing and Minecraft. I haven't played Stardew Valley, so I can't give a comparison to that. But it's like Minecraft in getting villagers that you actually want. Because, you know, they're Pokemon. They're pretty cool to have around. But you get villagers like you do in Minecraft. You just do stuff and they appear. As opposed to Animal Crossing, where you have a very limited number that you can have. I haven't quite seen the limit yet. And the size of the Animal Crossing island you're given is like the entire first area for this game. And there's multiple areas that I've confirmed exist. There's at least one for Celadon City. You start in like Fuchsia City. I expect the other zones go to Vermilion in Lavender Town and, you know, so on and so forth. But I haven't unlocked those gates yet because I haven't put time into it. I've just been slowly exploring. But so far, I can see why it got rated so highly. You're surprised I haven't found Shiny Bulbasaur yet? Why, Star Killer? You haven't found yours yet. You like Animal Crossing, but not really Minecraft. Minecraft doesn't really have quests that you can check off the list to go on and get lost on what to do. Well, this one does. It has daily quests that you can do and complete, and you're building with a purpose. Like, hey, you need to build this habitat for this Pokemon to be able to spawn in, and that's like their home. And so you can build multiple of that habitat to try for multiple of those Pokemon. So far, I have yet to get a duplicate Pokemon show up, so that's pretty cool. Can't wait to get your shiny Bulba just to hunt shiny Magikarp. Okay, by Swayze, are you going to do the one um, where you buy the Magikarp, or are you going to fish for it? Yours will never come. You had to make sure it was giving you different Charmander because 6 in a row you got the same nature and all male Charmander. Oh, that's pretty terrible. Seriously though, I need to know what my team should be at some point. The one you buy. Alright. Piney, the Impaler, welcome. Starters are shiny locked on Switch version. That would be diabolical. Shauna, I'm going to be real honest. I haven't played it enough to notice. I feel like it's based on minutes and not real time. But it was day during the daytime when I played and night during the nighttime when I played. So I couldn't tell you. And I never played it for an extended period of time to notice if it's, like an hour day night cycle type thing or anything like that. So I'll check on that. Yeah, Animal Crossing is IRL time. Yeah. This game, I'm not sure. If it is a minute-based thing, then it's got a long time frame. But I know I've seen a couple night cycles. And I can't tell you if it's time-based, story-based, or IRL time. I just haven't noticed. I haven't paid attention to it. Huge news. It's been confirmed that By Swayze will be stuck in Oak's office for another 40 hours. Minimum. In other news, I've not had a long, shiny hunt for Gen 3 or 4 yet. When I did Platinum, I hunted a Giratina, got it in like 451 encounters. Ruben, haven't missed much at all, man. Haven't missed much at all. Shauna, what I was saying was Gary Williams, nah, you choose $20. Man, this game's worth 40, and I wouldn't even bat an eye. I would pay for it for each copy for $40. I would drop 80 on the collection. Too much of a quality of life improvement. Not to mention the ability to get a shiny Deoxys for every playthrough. And that's from somebody who has the original carts as well. So I don't even need the game. But slap a free Deoxys mystical ticket on it to get me an aura ticket to get Deoxys, Ho-Oh, and Lugia. I'm there. Sign me up. Nintendo easily could have charged 40 for this and I would have paid it. You saw people complaining about these games being 20 and you saw it and thought it was a steal? Exactly. But, I mean, if it's not worth it to you, then it's not worth it to you. That's fine. I mean, there really doesn't need to be an argument about it. If you don't like it, don't buy it. But Nintendo has plenty of fans willing to buy it because they see it for what it is. Quality of life. The ability to transfer Pokemon natively from this to Pokemon Home in the future. Epic. And like one of the biggest arguments that people will have is like, well, this game came out 20 years ago. Why is it, you know, $20 instead of like 10? Because they sold it for 35 originally. That's exactly the reason why. They sold it for 35 originally. That was back in like 2004. They got away with selling it for $35. You paid $35 for an experience. The experience is still worth $35. Time should not be changing that. Just because you can illegally download it for free and easily doesn't mean it should be costing less. And Shauna, to re-explain what I was when you got the commercial, I have not noticed what sets the cycle off. You seen a tutorial if you get a bag egg and you select it with the yellow color icon in the box and hover next to it with the slot next to it, it will get rid of the egg. Yeah, there's a bunch of funny, crazy stuff that you can do with it. You're not a fan of emulator versions? Yeah, I'm not either. And you know, I'm not a huge fan of emulators to begin with because most people that use emulators are still pirating the game under the guise of, oh, if they made it available, I would purchase it. Well, they've made it available so people can purchase it and make good on that, right? It's not stealing if they're not selling it. Well, now they're selling it, so now it's stealing. But I do agree that if you've bought, you know, the physical cart at one point, or, you know, have them, it is your right to have a digital copy on your PC as an emulator if you so choose to. I just don't like the emulator experience. Yeah, you can multiply your speed or whatever and inject a bunch of cheats and hacks into it. I think that it takes away a lot from the authenticity of the game and the challenge of the game, putting, you know, the frame rate on times 4 and just burning through it. And they are usually the same people, yes, Ruben, that are complaining about having to pay $20 for it. It's okay. It just means the game is not worth that much to you. Nintendo knows what their product's worth, and they're going to charge it. And this is one case where I will agree with Nintendo charging what they're charging. Now, $70 for Pokemon Pokopia, I'm a little bit more upset about. But then again, it's also a really good game. So so far, I really haven't been that upset about it. I can see myself easily getting $70 worth of entertainment out of that. Like, if you can play the game for 70 hours, making the cost of the game $1 per hour, they have won and have every right to charge that. Yeah, Pokopia is worth it to me so far. And I haven't even made it out of the first area yet. Legends ZA being sold for $70 plus $30 DLC. That one, I'm a little bit upset with Nintendo for charging that much. That was not worth it to me. Haven't made it out of the first area yet in Fire Red. That's awesome. Pokopia. Listen, for the most part, I will defend Nintendo charging $70 for games now. I don't like it, but I will defend it. One thing that I enjoyed about buying Pokemon Pokopia is that GameStop and Walmart are selling it for $80, and I got it for $70 from the Nintendo store. There was like a $10 difference from where I was trying to buy it versus what Nintendo Online sold it for digitally. That I respect. If you're selling a game digitally and don't have to pay manufacturing costs for the cartridge, shipping and handling, middleman fees for selling the cartridge at Best Buy or anything like that, you're buying it straight from the source, it should be $10 cheaper. I agree with that. But I also agree with them charging $70 for games, because that's how economics works. You know, everything else that's happening in the universe right now aside, your price should double every 20 years. According to Reaganomics, anyways. Economics under the Reagan administration forever ago, which is what most economists base their, capitalistic ideals on anyways. But without getting too far into the weeds, Nintendo, Sony, and Xbox have been locked in for the last 20 years at $60 per game. They have a reasonable way to charge extra $10 on their games. And that's just where the supply and demand of it all is going to come in. Are people actually going to pay the increased price? If not, maintain the price so you can make some money. Realistically, cost of labor has gone up, to hire programmers to go and do the job. while manufacturing costs should theoretically be going down, research and development is a thing. Like, it makes sense that over 20 years, hey, let's bump the price up $10. You spent $40 to sit around in a lab for 50 hours, and you're still happy with the purchase. Yeah, basically. Hey, Big Red Leg, what's up? Still resetting your original Fire Red. Nice. Good luck on that shiny Charmander. Originally, digital games and products stick was no manufacturer cost equals cheap games. Exactly. And that's how it should be. There's no middleman to pay. There's not a second person trying to make a profit off of it. And so it should be cheaper. And it just doesn't make sense that, oh, it just pissed me off. You could go to Walmart and buy Sword and Shield, for $60 and get a physical game that you could sell later if you wanted to. Or you could buy it digitally for also $60. Irritated me. So I never would buy digital. You missed your coffee cup holder disk drives? That's great. Emerald could cost $100 and you would still pay for it. Yeah. That's approaching like out of my budget for sure. But I would still probably find a way. Scood. Hey, how's it going, Scood? I do not recognize this name. You play Pokemon MMO and ROMs for your Emerald fix? I luckily still have an original copy of Emerald to play, and a Japanese copy of Emerald, actually. Still 2 times cheaper than an OG cart, not including Game Boy DS costs? Yeah. Some of those old childhood games are ridiculous now. Can't find the copies anywhere. I found Facebook Marketplace to be a pretty decent place to buy them. eBay gets kind of sketchy, but usually you can suss out a original or fake copy. But yeah, got a nice Japanese copy of Emerald. I was doing a shiny Mew hunt on that a little while back, and I would greatly appreciate the opportunity for us to be able to shiny hunt in a digital English copy of the game. More than that, though, I would really love them to do a physical release of Ruby, Emerald, Sapphire in a pack, just a triple pack. That being said, they will fit on one cart, but I would prefer them to be all on separate carts so that I could actually trade amongst myself. That's one of the cool things about doing it digitally, is you can buy them on one profile, and as long as you got 2 switches, you can trade with yourself. Yeah, Emerald on Switch would be epic. You have the Japanese green and Japanese silver. Nice. I got a Japanese copy of Crystal just for the lulz, but that was before I realized that the Crystal VC the Crystal VC was able to get shiny Celebi on it. Ollie says, what's up? What's up, Oliver? Or Ollie, rather. Unironically, Ollie is what my son calls Wally. Yeah, I suspect by the end of the year, we will have an announcement at the very least, if not a release for Ruby Emerald Sapphire. You think if Emerald comes out on Switches, you're going to invest heavily into OG carts? You have a feeling they will drop $50 minimum? If they do a physical cart, they're easily going to be $60. I mean, unless they do 3 individual carts, then we're probably looking at $30 a piece. But very easily could see an investment off of that. I mean, we saw it with the originals. You know the emerald market very well. Yes. Go into YouTube real quick. All right, see you over there, Shauna. Scoot, are you still hanging out in the chat? Emerald alone help you fund half a car and finish your setup forever. That's awesome. You're keeping all of your carts, not even gonna think about selling them. Gonna let kiddos decide what they want to do with them. There you go. Way to be. I've sold mine in the past, so I do not have my original childhood ones, which is semi-sad. But every time I've bought and sold them, I've made money in the process. You found a recent stash of 151 and some extra carts that you bought a while ago. Ooh. Heck yeah. You're on this YouTube stream. You're on the horizontal one, I see. Somehow by Swayze's on both of them, it looks like. 151 has skyrocketed. Not surprised by that development. I mean, 151's been pricey. I'm surprised at how tame Pokemon 30 has been. You love the money but feel terrible for doing it. Feels like you're throwing your childhood love into a grinder, doesn't it? It was the same with Pokemon 25. Didn't feel special, and that was expected for me. Like, I know Japan puts a huge emphasis on certain milestones. The Zelda 20th anniversary was fire. And I feel like they recently put a big emphasis on another one. I feel like it was Mario 25. I know Pokemon 20 was a huge deal. That one was awesome. And I wasn't even able to wholly participate in Pokemon 20, but that one felt like they put effort in. You can't scalp cards, but you can snipe games and put full shiny Dexes and feel okay about it. Luster Kid, welcome. How hype are we for Gen 10? About an 8. Low 8, high 7. I think Gekwa's pretty awesome. I'm excited to see what it evolves into before making a final selection, but I think Gekwa's got it. I don't really remember the reveal trailer that much, but it looks alright. I'm not sure if Pokemon Company actually did this, but or if somebody edited it. But it looked like the Pokemon Twitter company made a reference in a post about the game for Gen 3. They made a Gen 3 reference that said too much water, and I died. Only 2 to 3 people know about the restocks, and those people legit get everything. Oh, yeah. Solid water looks so good. Yeah. Gotta see the legendaries. Box legendaries do make the game a little bit. Especially if they're going to continue the theme of having the box legendaries, you know, be a critical part of the game instead of like a secondary part to the game. You know, like I would say Groudon and Kyogre are more of a secondary part to the plot of the game. And what I mean by that is an evil team uses them and forces them into the plot, as opposed to Sword and Shield and Scarlet and Violet forcing them into the story as a staple. You need this to progress. Like, this is your vehicle. This is how you traverse the land. You need this to defeat the big threat for whatever reason. Could a Switch Lite be modded? Not without soldering. And I am dookie at that. You want to send a Switch for me to mod? Is it a Switch Lite? I am, ironically, not the greatest person for that. Like, even to get my DS, my 3DS with a capture card built into it, to get that to work, I had to send my DS off to have somebody solder it in there. Might as well put this energy in Deoxys. Been there, done that, got it, went home, took it to the bank, man. We got Deoxys. It's time for Bulbasaur. And then when we get to the end, we're going to catch another Deoxys, because guess what? That one's a different form. I think that one's a defense form. Gotta catch them all. Not new to this, true to this. Been around the block a few times with shiny hunting. We got us a Pokemon Coliseum Jirachi a while back. Got us a Shaman from Diamond Pearl Platinum. We shiny hunt a little bit here. I am kind of questioning, you know, starting this versus just diving into Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl, because I feel like I could shiny hunt there a lot faster. Coliseum? Yeah, you got it. Dude, Coliseum's legit. That bonus disc Jirachi is like the most technically hardest shiny I've ever found. It took me 2 years. But to be fair, in that 2 years, I spent 21 months of that not knowing about the backup save file you could utilize. The save corruption method. We've been growing pretty nicely today, I feel like, for the most part. Really, this whole last week. You have Gen 1, but have no use for the light. See, the scary part about modding like a Switch Lite or an OLED or a non-Gen 1 Switch is that you have to solder a component onto the motherboard. And that's micro soldering. Joshua James shiny hunting Articuno right now. Joshua, best of luck on that. I will hunt the legendary birds and Mewtwo at some point on the channel. For sure Mewtwo. But I figured if I wait until I have my shiny only badge quest done, I could dual hunt. And that would be even better. It's been a really good week. Almost 10 new subs this week. Yeah. I'm actually pretty certain within the last 7 calendar days, we've gotten over 10 new subs. It just continually blows my mind how long I was stuck at 320. And then as soon as I got out of it, it's just like, boom, 350. There you go. Keep going. Keep trying. Keep grinding. I would imagine I would probably be growing a little faster if I wasn't streaming to two channels right now. Because then my viewership wouldn't be split a few different ways. And I think it would greatly help. Because if I have 9 on this one and 7 on the other one, I could have 16 people in one stream, which makes it look that much more tantalizing for people dropping in. Problem is, not all the people that are subbed on Brasscoin are sludge or are subbed on Sludge Bomb Trainer, so there's no guarantee I could get them all to come over here. Shauna, you have a great night. Yep, I should have went to the gas station and gotten a soda. That's what I should have done. Mick Aragon, welcome. I'm still trying to figure out who that Scood person that came and popped into the channel was. Like I've heard the name before. How you doing today, Mick Aragon? Also, I don't know what's wrong with my chat, but it was acting like it's not pulling in messages from that stream. Well, that's weird. Apparently, I can't spell test correctly. uh, I'm doing well. You're shiny hunting for Charmander and Bulbasaur in Fire Red Leaf Green on the original cartridges. That's what's up. Grimzo, welcome. How you doing today, Grimzo? Do I have Pokemon Go? I do have Pokemon Go. Been a hot minute since I've popped on, though. At least in earnest. I think it's been back since before it was sold. Sure, why not? Oh, let me see here. I do love how after Niantic sold Pokemon Go, my level went from like level 40 to level 54. There you go. Time for you to start your hunt. Epic. Best of luck by Swayze. May the odds be in your favor. You're going to go ahead and get Pocopia. Nice. Enjoy it, Star Killer. Moondrop's here. Welcome, Moondrop. You were watching something. The betrayal is what it sounds like that was you were watching. Not to be confused with the proposal. Just the trail. Betrayal. It was a funny video. Am I not entertaining you? Are you not entertained? I'm sorry. I've waited so long to be able to use that reference in a stream. Surprisingly, it does not come up as often as you would think. I'm the most entertaining. That's funny. I love a good chill shiny hunt though. No problem, Grimzo. What's the coolest shiny you've gotten on Pogo? I think mine's probably my Mew. But I did get a random Mesprit. So maybe it's that. Coolest shiny on Pogo was Magikarp. I can actually respect that for the irony. Got shiny Celebi in Pogo. I think I have the research for shiny Jirachi and Celebi. I just haven't gotten around to doing either of them. You're facing Bertha in your BD Brilliant Diamond Nuzlocke. Nice. So in a Nuzlocke, how does the Elite Four work? Because, like, are people really just somehow going through the Elite Four without items? Because I know healing items are limited in Nuzlocks typically. When your OLED gets here, you're making a new account, buying Fire Red again, and preparing to get Shiny Deoxys Mewtwo hunts prepared. It is sad, but I do believe that you can expedite your hunt by dropping 30 hours into the game to be able to utilize a second switch. Don't die and heal after the fight if necessary. Okay. So you can use healing items, just not in the fight. That's how that's working. Ooh, we went up to 356 subscribers. Grimzo, was that you? Yep, it was Grimzo. Thanks, Grimzo. What do I mean, 13 hours? Well, I mean 30 hours. Then again, I probably could have finished it in like 15 if I wasn't screwing around. Yeah, like if you're just going from 0 to end game as fast as possible, you could probably do it in about 10 or less. Yeah, beating the game. I wasted a lot of time hunting for Pokemon in mine. I was like, why is it not selecting the Pokeball? One thing's for sure. It's getting harder and harder to stay awake as time ticks by. I think 10 is gonna be the limit. It feels like it should only be 8:15. Can't imagine why. It was a good thing you watched, but I'm better to watch. Oh, thank you, Moondrop. Sleep is overrated, but like Starkiller, you can fall asleep on my stream and it's fine. It's pretty bad if I fall asleep on my stream. And at my current rate, that's a very real possibility. Made the light goal higher. Thanks, Moondrop. But I also want to find a shiny Moondrop. I need it. My streams are meant for Starkiller to take cat naps. Confirmed. Just spent like 5 minutes looking for your phone while watching me stream on it. Starkiller, that's delightful. That is peak shenanigans right there. You're thinking about making a new save file? These might be unlucky. Remember, I'm pretty sure Sauce McGavin, when he was doing his Leaf Green playthrough, spent like an entire month in Oak's lab. He was up to like, I feel like it was over 25,000 encounters. And then he like found shiny Mankey within 40 minutes after that first shiny, so Gen 3 shiny hunting's wild. Short bus activities. It's been a while since the last time I had somebody make a short bus reference. I mean, staying up till 3 wasn't a horrible decision. Like, I actually woke up pretty easily today and was like, yeah, let's get it done. But just with daylight saving time, it definitely does mess with your rhythm a little bit. Today would have been a great day for caffeine. You used to ride the short bus in high school. Your alternative school only had short buses available because they had to watch us closely. Makes sense. Usually takes you about a week to fully adjust. Yeah, basically. At least to the springtime one. The springtime one sucks to adjust to. The fall one is usually quite delightful to adjust to. There's a special kind of joy that happens when your kid wakes you up in the middle of night and it's like closer to the 2 a.m. side than the 6 a.m. side. That's what fall daylight savings time feels like. It's like, ah, oh, yes, I still have like 5 hours left. When my kid wakes me up at 6 in the morning, just wanting a sippy cup or something, that is the most aggravating experience. Extra hour of sleep usually makes you tired the next day. Relatable. I wish they would just get rid of it altogether, personally. You thought they were supposed to vote on that this year? They were supposed to take care of it in, I think, the first term Trump had. I remember that being something that they wanted to do. The downside with daylight savings time is I think they want to permanently do it in the wrong position. That's my beef with them voting on it. They're not going to vote to just simply end it. And, like, I think it's personally an extremely outdated thing since we have alarm clocks and whatnot. But because, I mean, it's spring forward, fall back, right? Pokemon can't give us cool haircuts no matter what game they make. Yeah. So, if I remember right, Ruben, part of my beef with what they want to do is if they're voting on ending daylight savings time this year, they're voting on keeping it in a perpetual spring forward state. At least that's how I've understood the verbiage they've used. So it's like we spring forward, and so we are now out of sync with the rest of the world. And they want to keep that and say, okay, we're just not going back. And I think, like, that is the most American thing that we do. You're pretty sure that's what you got out of it as well? Yeah, they were like, instead of just falling back, let's just, leave it in the spring forward. Because it's only like 3 months that we're realistically falling back. It's just, instead of doing the logical thing and saying, all right, Americans, it's not light enough, early enough, or whatever it may be. Let's adjust business hours accordingly for everybody. Just adjust business hours. It'll be okay. No, instead it's like, no, we're just going to adjust the world's time clock and say You know, typically, according to, you know, people in the UK, it should be this time for us in America right now, but because we spring forward, they have to add an extra hour to their bull crap. It's just so dumb. It's like, oh, if we want the light at uh, 8 a.m. to be present at 7 a.m. when we go into work, why don't we just change that? Why don't we just change what time we go into work? Except for it's really, we want the light at 7 a.m. to be there at 8 a.m. so that it's really the light that would be there at like 5 p.m. is still there at 6 p.m. And that's really why we spring forward, is so that the day light extends into the evening further. It's like, we're going into summer. It does that anyways. The days get longer as you get into June. Like, want an extra hour of evening time? Just wake up an extra hour early. Not that hard. Exactly. I live in. We both live in Idaho. It's gonna be dark at 7 anyways. Screw it. It's diabolical that mountain time follows daylight savings time because it just makes it darker all the time. It's like, congratulations, I spent all my light hours in school or work. Like, there for a good 3 weeks, you go to work in the dark, you come home in the dark. You like the dark? Revelry in the dark? This has been my rant on daylight savings time and how stupid I think it is. Like, oh, we love daylight savings time on the East Coast because then we're not sending our kids to school in the dark. Us crying in mountain time. When it's dark, there's less people out. I mean, if there's less people out, there's less chances for people to be stupid. I can see that. Hashtag Idaho problems. It's kind of funny hunting on this game, knowing that if this was in Sword and Shield and this was like any one of the Reggies, I would have found it by now. Like from what my original numbers with shiny hunting were. I had some insane luck hunting the Reggies. Just as long as I don't miss my shiny, it'll be okay. Shiny failing in Gen 3 is like on a whole new level. Societal Burning Flame, welcome. Got you in a minute, bye Swayze. You have little faith a shiny will pop for you, but Sword and Shield would have given you one after a few hours. Basically. You got a shiny Dratini first try from the game corner. That's what's up. The only shiny I've ever gotten first try was with RNG manipulation. How do I do that? Science. No, I did it on Pokemon Emerald with Deoxys, actually. And Pokemon Emerald has this neat thing where they failed at programming it correctly. So the seed generator is broken. Every time you turn a Pokemon game, off and on again, or rather, every time you turn a Pokemon game on, it generates a seed. And that seed is your random number generator for the shiny frames. So that seed controls, you know, are you going to have a shiny on frame 3000, or is it going to be 3002, or what have you? Because Emerald's seed generator doesn't work correctly, it has the same seed every single time you turn it on. So you know every time you turn it on, you're going to have a shiny frame at a given frame after decoding what that frame is. So it's very easy on Emerald to set timers accordingly to say, hey, I know that this interaction, when I press this ball button, it takes about 40 frames for it to progress to the shiny seed check. And you can set a timer for that. But in Pokemon Emerald, you wouldn't be able to get your seed until after the starters, obviously. But for things like Deoxys in the end game, you'd basically just start your save profile over again until you got a character name and start time that correlated to a shiny frame within 5 minutes of turning the game on. And you just set an Eon timer, tell it what you're hunting, and it knows the math of how many frames progress for each thing, and you press A at the right point, you got yourself a shiny. Because I did some Pokemon Emerald RNG manipulation while simultaneously like shiny hunting Shaman, that's actually what made me almost quit streaming shiny hunting, because the math behind Shaman is wild. Like, the amount of frames that progress at any given moment in that hunt are insane. Fast forward? Come on, this is on a semi-original hardware. This is on the Switch too. There ain't no fast forward. But welcome, Denchi. Now, RNG manipulation is a cool concept. In this game, it can still be done, but your seed's random every single time you turn the console off and on. So there's a lot more work that goes into identifying what seed you're on and where your shiny frames should be at and where you're at in that list of shiny frames. Well, at the very least, I managed to get 200 encounters done today. Yeah, 200 is pretty decent. Hey, Ruben, in Star Killer, in y'all shiny hunting for this, how many times do you reckon Gary's chosen the shiny? Thanks. I kind of dig my hat. Gengar's pretty awesome. Matches my headset quite nicely. You hope a lot, and you reset every single one of them. Diabolical. I think Gary could end up with a shiny if we miss the shiny frame check by a couple frames. I mean, it's the same equivalent of encountering the shiny Starly in Gen 4 or the shiny Poochyena in Ruby Emerald Sapphire. Let's find out. It seems Gary cannot. They locked the NPCs out from being able to happen. There are games in which, though, you can have your rival get a shiny Pokemon. I think it's Heart Gold Soul Silver. Yeah. Or maybe the video I was watching, they did some other stuff that forced it to happen. So you can force your rival to have a quote unquote shiny Pokemon, but apparently it doesn't allow them to actually do it, and that must have been what I was seeing. In Heart Gold Soul Silver, you can see if your starter is going to be shiny before you select it, and you can choose to select the one that would cause your rival to choose that Pokemon, but it won't be shiny. Am I okay? Midnight City? Little sleepy. Little sleepy. How about you? You okay? Just vibing out to some good Game Chops Zelda remixes and fighting to stay awake a little bit. I'm gonna be honest. The grind is real on these games. You too? Just caught shiny Zubat? Yo, that's what's up. Was this by random chance, or were you shiny hunting in Mount Moon or something? Congrats on the shiny Zubat, though. That is a sick future shiny. I will be paying for my shiny Deoxys luck I had the other day with this hunt, I'm sure. Shiny hunting in a cave, emerald. Oh, okay, okay. Very nice. You doing a shiny only run, or were you looking for something specific? Or just any shiny? I would not be surprised if this one takes me double odds. Shiny only run before Zubat. You caught shiny Makuhita, but you wanted a shiny Zubat or Abra. Okay, that's what's up. Mission accomplished then. What's next on the list? Oops, that was not the button I wanted to click. You wish there was an actual jump button in this game? Wouldn't that be delightful? Challenge the 3rd gym leader. First, leveling up your Pokemon. Okay. Wait. You're doing Pokemon Emerald, and the next thing on your agenda is to challenge the 3rd gym leader. What's your team so far? Because, like, I mean, aside from Zubat evolving into Crobat and just being freaking sweet, in Emerald, after Brawly, there's not a huge benefit to the team, is there? Aside from it just being probably a favorite. Because Watson's gonna freaking body that Zubat. Shinies, Groovial, 2 Poochyena, Makuhita, Zubat. Okay. Do you need one more? What were you trying to get when you ran into the 2nd Poochyena? Shoot, maybe it was completely random. Like, you weren't trying at that particular moment, just ran into one. I'm imagining Ralts. Were you trying to get a Ralts when you encountered many Poochyena? There's always one that pops in and has to be like that. Always one. You wanted a bug type for a shiny To put people to sleep or poison. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah. Hey, Marcus, welcome, welcome. Yeah, it was the quickest and most efficient way to get things off my screen. Yeah, in descending formation. It's because I nixed him really fast. I was like, you're gone. You're out of here. They will be back, though. Ruben, have a great night. Yeah, I feel like a sleep Pokemon or poison Pokemon is a staple for any good shiny only run. That's why I'm going for Bulbasaur here. Start off with that ability. How's your day, Marcus? Oh, he's not in timeout. He's gone. Yeah, shiny hunting is a mission. It's a time-consuming one. Good, Marcus. Good. Oh yeah, I love doing the shiny hunting. I don't know if I could do it if I wasn't streaming though, because like I am very dependent on the conversation keeping me awake, keeping me doing it, and all that, building the community and whatnot. I don't know if I could actively do this just on my own. Like I do sometimes shiny hunt off stream, just to, cause like I feel like okay, I could expedite this process a little bit, but I found that more often than not, I've accidentally found the shiny on stream instead of expediting things or off the stream. Sorry, I've found the shiny off the stream when I do that. So I was like, yeah, I can't do this off stream. It's got to be on stream or nothing. Like when I shiny hunted Poi Pull and Type Null, I did them both twice. I think I found every single one of them, but 3 out of the 4 I found it work. Just on my lunch break. It's like, oh, well, crap. In other words, it takes exactly 30 seconds per reset. Maybe 29 if you're lucky. And really on it. Watch this be shiny because I accidentally nicknamed it. Is it faster than the SP? Honestly, I don't know as it is. I think they might be tied for speed on that one. I might have to see if I can stay up late again tomorrow night and get some more hours ground out on this. I wish I had my YouTube studio back so that I could have a more maneuverable schedule, because I'm streaming in the closet right now, and if I can't usually stay up super late because the wife wants to go to bed, and I can't stream early because she's still asleep, and I can't go out in the living room, might wake up kiddos, all that. So like I miss having the room to do it in, where it's just like, you know what, I know I'm not going to wake up a kid doing this unless I find a shiny, and then, you know, I'll deal with the consequences of finding the shiny and waking up a kid because I'm excited. Alright, this is going to be the last and final encounter of the evening. Stopping at 1200 for the night at 7 hours 20-ish minutes of time. Let's see what we get. No dice. But I do have work tomorrow. I am way more tired than I should be. But we'll catch you guys tomorrow. If there's any luck, kiddos will go to sleep at about 7, and I can pop on at 7:30 and get a solid 3-hour run in. Until then, subscribe if you haven't already, and we'll catch you in the next one.